There we go. Welcome. Please remain standing as we are honored with Geneva High School student Christine Marie Kelly, who is going to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you so much, Christine Marie Kelly. She has 3 names and I just love them all. And I really appreciate you sharing that beautiful talent with us tonight and get us off to a great start. So thank you so much. Welcome to our spring 2022 drug court graduation. My name is Marie Castelny and I am the presiding judge in our Kane County Drug Court program. We are so happy to be able to share this special event with you. For those of you who are here in person, for those of you who are watching on live stream, and for those of you who are going to watch on YouTube later our recording. So thank you all for joining. Tonight, we are going to celebrate these 6 graduates who have successfully completed our program and are continuing to work on lifelong recovery. We also would like to welcome other participants in our program and family and friends of our graduates, because this is truly a celebration for you as well. These 6 graduates tonight have really accomplished something special. All of them have spent most, if not all, of their time in drug court during a time of a global pandemic, when courts and treatment have really been disrupted and services sometimes were radically changed to accommodate for changes that we needed to make for public safety. There were often delays getting into treatment. There were adjustments to drug testing protocols, home visits from probation officers happening on front porches and in parking lots during the height of the pandemic. text messages from probation officers saying, don't come to court today, just Zoom in at the last minute. So many adjustments were made to our supervision to keep people safe, but yet still maintain our program's integrity. And these 6 individuals have really accomplished and conquered all of the obstacles that were thrown in their path, and they're really deserving of our special congratulations tonight. You may have heard there's a very famous African proverb that says, it takes a whole village to raise a child. And I want to modify that and say that I believe it takes an entire community to provide for a successful drug court graduate. And I know firsthand how many people work behind the scenes to help drug court operate effectively. We have some of those supporters here tonight, so please allow me to welcome some of the distinguished guests who are with us, who always support our program. So joining me, I'm very honored to have my judicial colleagues, and I'd ask them just to stand as I announce them so you can put a name and a face together. Judge Todd Tarter is our small claims judge here in Kane County. Judge Karianis is the presiding judge of the juvenile division and presides over the abuse and neglect court. Judge Christine Down serves in our family court division. Judge Parga is in our juvenile delinquency court and presides over that court. Judge Keith Johnson serves in the domestic violence courtroom. Judge Brad David is also in the family division. And Judge Michael Noland is here also in the family division in the child support enforcement branch. Thank you all for your support of our program. I also want to note Michelle Gums from the county board is present, has always attended these and faithfully supports this mission. So thank you, Ms. Gums. You did, you made it. We have our elected state's attorney, Jamie Mosser, present. Thank you, Ms. Mosser. Our public defender, Rochelle Conant, is present. We have Dr. Sang from the Kane County Diagnostics Center in charge of the psychologists who work there. Lisa Oss, the Executive Director in Adult Court Services. Doug Naughton, who is our court administrator. We also have treatment providers here from Serenity House and Gateway and former Gateway employees. And I'm so thankful for all of you for being in attendance tonight. We also have private attorneys, public defenders, and state's attorneys here supporting all of our graduates in this program. We're very honored to have the 16th Judicial Circuit Chief Judge, Clint Hall. You may have noticed I didn't mention him because he is going to join us today with some remarks of congratulations to our graduates. But he is the true leader of our village, and I would ask that you help me in welcoming him at this time.
Judge Castelny, thank you so much. It's so great to see you guys. As we've gone through this last 2 years, as was said, it's hard to complete drug court. I was a prosecutor before I was a judge. I know that a lot of times we talk about drug court and we talk about the journey and the choice that you had to make, that a lot of times the choice was either going to the Department of Corrections or deciding to take on drug court, which is a much harder choice. And so when I talked to Judge Castelny and the people that helped guide you through this, and I understand that the 6 of you made the choice to take the hard road, it's so fantastic to see you here today. And so, for everybody else, and I know that there's many of you that know this, as Chief Judge, for us to be successful, it does take a team. And when Judge Castelny calls me the leader of that team, I appreciate that, but there's really one leader when it comes to drug court, and that leader is Judge Castelny. And what I want everyone to know about not only that, but about everybody that helps this. And you guys have met them, the treatment providers, the probation officers, the bailiffs, the court reporters. We're all so proud of you. But we believe in you and we believe in this mission. And ultimately, when it comes down to why this courtroom is so successful for as long as it has been, it's the passion of Judge Castelny. It's the passion of our county board. It's the passion of all our workers. Because in the end, We're there to support you, but you guys have to do the hard work. And then we get to a day like today where we get to celebrate. So not only on behalf of my colleagues that are here, but on behalf of the colleagues that aren't here and on behalf of the citizens of Kane County, congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Thank you, Judge Hall. He has a real passion for these programs. He served for many years as the presiding judge in our treatment alternative court. And so he knows the mission of these courts and truly believes in them. And he is always very helpful when I ask him for things. He's always willing to at least hear me out. So thank you, Judge Hall. Tonight, in addition to honoring our graduates, the theme really is about it taking a village. And we would like to honor some special people because we have this opportunity to gather together. These are individuals who have really gone above and beyond in their efforts to help drug court participants in this program. So at this time, I'm going to ask our Kane County Public Defender, Rochelle Conant, and our Assistant Public Defender, Juanita Archuleta, to please join me on the stage. And then I believe there are a few assistant public defenders who are here, and I would ask you to come before the stage tonight because really this is an honor for all the attorneys in that office. So 5 of 6 of our graduates here tonight had the assistance of an assistant public defender when they applied for and were accepted into drug court. And that percentage isn't unusual because for many participants, they have literally lost everything due to their substance use disorder before they come into this program, and they really don't have the ability to hire a private attorney. And so the public defender's office is, it represents the vast majority of the people who plead into our program. Now, due to the stellar leadership of Ms. Conant as our public defender here and the wonderful guidance of Ms. Archuleta to her colleagues in the public defender's office, our assistant public defenders in this county consistently work to evaluate their clients to determine whether there may be an underlying mental health or substance use disorder for which they could benefit from the services of a specialty court. They explain the programs to their clients. They advocate for their clients, and yet they understand the parameters of our program. They work tirelessly and zealously to represent their clients individually. And you know that because they represented you and helped you get into this program. But the one thing that you might not know is that behind the scenes, the public defender's office has faithfully over the years worked to support our program. Their office as a whole has done so many things. We have had Mr. Karolek, actually, who's standing here, started the Drug Court Book Club, and he was the instigator. Mr. Fita has taken over for that role, but for many, many years, Mr. Karolek ran the Drug Court Book Club. We've also had the public defender's office. They're the individuals who will come to our events. They'll attend picnics and graduations. They're always the first in line at our art shows when we have the art shows. When the 501c3 Foundation has fundraisers at California Pizza Kitchen, when I go, the public defenders have a big table there supporting our program. No group donates more for our participants come the holidays when we offer presents to the participants and their families than the public defender's office. I really could go on and on with all the things that the public defenders do behind the scenes to support this program. So in recognition of the outstanding work of the attorneys in the Kane County Public Defender's Office, and in appreciation of the manner in which these attorneys go above and beyond to support our program and in the individuals in our program, we would like to thank you and offer you a visual reminder of our gratitude. So I'm presenting to Ms. Conant and her office. The Kane County Drug Rehabilitation Court recognizes the Kane County Public Defender's Office in honor of the outstanding and dedicated service to the drug court participants. Thank you on behalf of those who have benefited from your efforts. May 2022. Ms. Conant.
Thank you so much for this honor. It is always a privilege of every attorney in our office to be able to work with these programs. We see almost always, we are the first people to see the issues, the addictions, the limitations of our clients, and to be able to help them get into these programs. And honestly, to be able to see them so successful at the end of that road is such an honor for us, and we appreciate doing it every day. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We so appreciate their services. Ms. Conant has assigned Ms. Archuleta to our Kane County, all of our Kane County specialty courts. She's truly, in my humble opinion, become quite the expert in this field. And she serves us well, but I know she also serves her office well. So thank you to Ms. Archuleta. So before I mentioned how it takes a village, and there could be several leaders in the village, you met the head honcho just a minute ago in Judge Hall, but there can be several leaders. So I'm going to introduce you to one of the leaders who you may not have ever met, but her work has influenced everything that you've participated in drug court. So I would ask Lisa Ost, would you please join me on the stage? So many participants in drug court may not have met her, but they have been the beneficiaries of her work throughout their time in our program. She is the executive director of adult court services here in Kane County. Thank you, Lisa. That includes her being responsible for the entire probation department, as well as all the specialty court programs and all the programs that come within her purview. She is a true believer in rehabilitation programs that are designed to reduce recidivism. And she has we share an insatiable curiosity, I would say, when it comes to the latest research on what works in these programs. She works tirelessly during her tenure to ensure that we always provide evidence-based treatment. She works very hard to hire individuals who possess the skills and the training to provide the very best services. She continues to encourage educational training for all the team members so that we are always up to date on the very best practices in our field. She's been recognized in her field for her outstanding contributions and has been assigned many pilot programs throughout the state. She serves on AOIC boards and committees designed to improve justice system, not just in Kane County, but throughout the state of Illinois. During the pandemic, Ms. Ost guided the drug court team in adapting some methods of operation in order to provide for the safety of our officers, but also to maintain our compliance with best practice standards. When I've approached Ms. Ost with the very scary phrase, "Hey, I've got a great idea," she doesn't run. She's always willing to pursue the idea when it works to improve our outcomes. When I've said we have a hole to fill in our program, she works very hard to fill that hole. She provides practical solutions to our problems, the problems our participants face, things like bus passes, train passes. Look at you nodding your heads. You guys have received these things. Access to the Kane County Diagnostic Center, evaluations and treatment, other treatment in our community. She even gets credit for our world-class MRT program with fully trained probation officers administering that. When we have a drug court event, like a picnic or a holiday party, or an art show, any other events that we throw that are designed to bring together a sober community and build relationships in sobriety, we have Lisa Ost to thank. When people were struggling financially at the start of the pandemic, Ms. Ost found ways to help. She made sure that no one went hungry during those first few months of the pandemic, providing food and resources to people in our program. She orchestrated a coat drive so that no one was cold that first winter. In fact, that year, everyone in drug court got a new coat. Drug court and all the specialty courts owe a huge debt of gratitude to Lisa Ost, and we also have a visual reminder of our appreciation. So I would like to present to you at this time a plaque. Kane County Drug Rehabilitation Court recognizes Lisa Ost in honor of your outstanding support of the Kane County Specialty Courts. Thank you on behalf of those who have benefited from your efforts, May 2022.
Thank you. Usually when I get a call from a judge, it's something not nice, like someone messed up. But I do want to say a few words. So Judge Chrisalda is absolutely right. Like, I care about latest practices. I care about best practices. And I care about studies and recidivism and all that stuff. But let me tell you, it all boils down to three main things: genuineness, empathy, and warmth. No matter what the modality, the treatment style, your interaction style, all that, none of that matters. What matters is empathy, genuineness, and warmth. And so I didn't know that the theme of the day was it takes a village, and that we're all in this together. And so I'll extend my pledge to you, because the empathy and the genuineness is how we interact with the people that we work with. And we call them clients, right? They're our clients, and we want the best for them. And we genuinely mean that. And we have empathy around that. That's why we know when the pandemic first started, we were all about, oh my God, we've got people in halfway houses and they're in treatment. And what are they going to do? And what does that look like? And we started strategizing around that. So it's the empathy, and that you have to mean it. You have to be genuine around that, and honestly believe in the capacity of all human beings to change, and all human beings to make their life right and to do the right thing by their families, by their loved ones, by all you guys in the audience, because really you are who helped them and helped pull them through. So this is my commitment. We make a commitment, me, my staff, everybody, to be warm, to genuinely believe, to have compassion for our clients. And I make that commitment to you, that, that's our commitment, that will continue to improve, that we genuinely, honestly believe in the capacity of human beings to change. And we want to help facilitate that, because I know you, just by being here, you made that commitment to them. You genuinely believe in their capacity to change, to be a good person, and you've stood by them this whole time. And that's just really, it's everything that we're here for. And I thank you very much.
Thank you for giving us a moment to honor those who work behind the scenes. But now we're going to turn our attention to these 6 special people tonight. And we have the opportunity to hear from 2 of our graduates who have offered to speak about their recovery and their time in drug court. So we are going to begin with Jeremy S.
How you guys doing tonight? All right. I'm doing great. Blessed. Bear with me. All right. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight and joining together for this KCDRC graduation ceremony. My name is Jeremy. I'm extremely grateful recovering addict. Hey, my clean date is July 10th, 2020. Thank you. I'm in recovery for a heroin and crack addiction, amongst any and many other drugs or mind-altering substances. Before coming into drug court, I was pretty much a hurricane storm of wrath, rage, pain, and destruction. In and out of jails, rehabs, 2 prison bids, and an extreme amount of dark, desperate moments, I was ruthless in my addiction and would put no limits on what or how far I was willing to go to obtain my next high, regardless of what or who stood in my way. I burned a whole lot of bridges with some very good people who didn't deserve any of it. It seemed like every week I had some kind of interaction with the law, new charges. Eventually, after having several warrants out from my arrest, being in constant paranoia, wanting to put an end to my destruction before causing any more damage, I made a phone call. Called Sheriff Ron Hain directly, told him I was ready to turn myself in, face the music, and begin the process of change. Sheriff Hain is a great reason as to why I stand before you today, a changed and better man. He got me into drug court. He believed in me when most had considered me a lost cause. So I started drug court, went to a Abraxas inpatient for 28 days, then to Serenity. But while I was there in Serenity, I still wasn't sure how to live this recovery way of life. So still had active character defects in my life and still thinking that I could do things my own way, take control of things. I was resistant. So I relapsed, given the first opportunity, which was the COVID pandemic. During that period, my disease showed me a much darker side of myself, and almost instantly, I had exceeded far from where I had stopped before. And I'll just say that I'm very lucky to be alive here today, as well as any other people who may have encountered me on the road of my addiction. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. When I made it back to treatment, I was different. I was desperate. I was ready. I knew that my old thinking and my ways of doing things were not going to work. I prayed like I had never prayed before. While I was laying in a rehab bed detoxing from heroin. I prayed for my life. I prayed for change, guidance. More importantly, I'd finally surrendered. I was an addict. And I was pretty much powerless over my addiction. Ever since that prayer, though, I've been on a different path. It wasn't until I full-heartedly conceded within myself that change began. It was like I was reborn almost. I did inpatient at Abraxas again, and then went back to Serenity Halfway. I got through the halfway within 90 days, flying colors. Went on to the 3-quarter house at Serenity. I stayed there for a full year while holding the house manager position. I'm the shop foreman at my job as a mechanic, on top of the most highest ranked technician in the whole corporation franchise. I do service work. I chair meetings. I have fun with life today. I have 2 motorcycles that I didn't have as an addict. I have a RC truck hobby. I have a cat. I do stuff every day and enjoy waking up each day clean and sober, full of possibilities. But 2 years ago, I was a deadbeat drug addict destined for death or prison. I was faced with many roadblocks along the way that could have been more than enough reason to use had I wanted that. But I didn't want that any longer. I had lost that mental obsession. And it feels like boulders have been removed from my shoulders. I created a new life that was worth living, worth fighting for. I rebuilt connections with family and my mom, gained some trust back. I show up today. I'm a part of life today. I found an amazing woman who lives recovery with me. She's my rock. We have an apartment together, our very first apartment as recovering addicts together. We have goals together, dreams and plans. We both discovered a love that neither of us knew possible. It's a beautiful thing. You all know the saying that behind every great man is a great woman. Well, she is my amazing woman, and I feel blessed and grateful to have her in my life. Today, people know me as motivated, driven, responsible, hardworking, resilient, not as who I was before. Each and every graduate here has put in the work and has earned their place in life in drug court, or has earned their place in life. Drug court offers you everything. They offer it. It is up to us to accept it and to utilize the resources and make that change ourselves. Anything in life that's worth having takes effort, and I can give testimony that it is worth the effort today. I owe my life to drug court. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you to everybody who stood by me and supported me individually. Judge Castelny, PO Quincy Owens, ex-PO Jamise, my sponsor Paul, my sponsor Jonathan, Nicole from Serenity, my woman Amber, Donna Foyle from Serenity, Alicia from drug court, Sheriff Ron Hain, and Ellis from KCDC. And last but not least in the slightest, my mom, Melody, who's a 20-year recovering addict. She guided me, raised me, and believed in me unconditionally, even in my roughest moments when I didn't believe in myself. You are inconceivably strong, and I'm truly grateful and blessed to call you my mom. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for sharing those words, Jeremy. We're now going to hear from Laura Pete.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and thank you for being at this special graduation ceremony. I want to say congratulations to the graduates. Drug court is a hard program, and it is a hard road from recovery. And we earned it. We worked hard to be here. I'm just so proud and I'm honored to be here with these people. My name is Laura, and I'm going to start out with a quote that I heard a lot in the program. Being addicted gives us the ability to live 2 lives in 1 lifetime. My first life was the life of an addict. My addiction started at the age of 15 years old. I was grabbed by my addiction almost immediately. The first sip of alcohol I had, I was changed. I had drug-seeking behavior at a very young age. I would use any substance I could get my hands on. My addiction went on to hard drugs at the age of 17 years old. I had my first felony charges by the age of 18. I delivered crack cocaine and cocaine to an undercover police officer. I was charged with possession and delivery of a controlled substance. I was arrested by the narcotic task force in my parents' front yard. I remember not fearing the consequences at that time. Now looking back, I can see that I was already really broken inside. I was arrested several times throughout my using for driving under the influence, possession, theft, the list goes on. My addiction has taken me to the darkest places. It has exposed me to the deepest pain, and it has robbed me of almost everything, my son and my desire to live at times. By the time I pled into drug court, I was so physically addicted to alcohol that I needed to drink a 5th or more vodka daily. I was a bloated, shaky mess. I could not even write my own name. Every morning I'd have to get up and I'd have to find a ride, or I'd have to walk to get alcohol. I would vomit daily, and I would lay in my field for several days at a time. The only thought I would ever have, though, is how I was going to get that next bottle. On February 4th, 2020, my sobriety date, I was supposed to have pled into, thank you. I was supposed to have pled into drug court that day. My alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit. Nobody in that courtroom could believe that I was standing there having a conversation with them. I was arrested that day as I sat in the Kane County jail. I knew that it had to be the first day of a new life, or I was going to die that way in my addiction. I'd hit my bottom. While I was in jail, I had turned everything over to my higher power. For the very first time, I surrendered. I surrendered everything. I believed that I had a chance not only at living, but I believed that I had a chance at living a good life. And I knew that drug court was the only way for me to go. I remember feeling so terrified at that moment because I knew that everything in my life had to change. I felt lost. I had no idea where to begin. And I didn't even know honestly how they could help me. By the time I'd pled into drug court, I had already gone through multiple detoxes, rehab programs, and lived in several recovery homes. I had experienced temporary successes of abstinence, but I was never able to sustain my sobriety. After 19 years, many had deemed me unreachable. It looked like all that was left for a person like me was prison or death. When I interviewed with Alicia, she saw something that I could not see. She saw life. And soon I went on to meet others on the drug court team and at Serenity House who also saw a future for me. They saw life beyond my addictions and my convictions. They saw Laura. This team of amazing people believed in me. They encouraged me. They told me not only to dream, they told me to dream big. They held me accountable. They provided me with structure, balance, and support. Being a part of this program has brought great mentors into my life, like Donna Foyle, my counselor at the 3-Quarter House, and my sponsor, Sandy. Donna Foyle was my counselor, and Every day I would walk by this woman's door and she would say, "Can I help you? Do you need to talk?" I'm so grateful for that. And my sponsor, Sandy, has been with me since the beginning of the pandemic. We met on Zoom and she's here today, and I'm so grateful for her. I also have developed lifelong friendships with Clarissa, Amber, and Linda. These are women I met at Serenity House. We've all been on this journey together. We provide each other with support and love and encouragement on a regular basis. The drug court program has provided me with wonderful tools to build my new life. MRT taught me how to plan, make goals, and organize my life. So this class I use every single day in my life today. I use it to organize my finances, and I make goals regularly and I accomplish them. The KCDC therapist, Ashley, she was awesome. She taught me about self-care, how to be honest with my feelings, and how to create boundaries. I'm grateful for the gift of KCDC. I've been through many treatment facilities. Most of them are 30 days, 90 days. Drug court's a long program. So you get a long time to build a relationship with your therapist, and they're able to help you get to those root problems that led us back into our using. My probation officer, Lena, was always kind and understanding. She would often say to me, "Laura, don't freak out. You can do this." She had the ability to help me put things in its right perspective and help me regroup and see things differently. The judge always showed me so much respect. She never, not one time, made me feel like a criminal or a bad person. She always encouraged me when I needed it, and she always celebrated my accomplishments in a big way. This whole team of people, they got it right. They were able to look beyond the addiction and the criminal charges, and they were able to see the potential within me. I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to be on the drug court program and the many gifts that they've given me to help me build my new life. I was given the priceless gift at Restored Family Relationships. My big sister has allowed me back into her life. I speak to her often, and I enjoy time with her and her children. She invites me into her home today. My mother has stuck with me during the worst times of my life. She has a great faith and she has never given up on me. And today she's able to see the results of many, many prayers. I love you, Mom. I never imagined that my life could change so much in 2 years. I am nothing short of a miracle. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I once heard that an arrow must be pulled back to gain its momentum to land on its target. My pain, my struggles, that was my momentum that led me to growth and change. Today, I stand here before you, a smart woman who has an amazing second life. Today, I have self-esteem. I have the ability to love others. I have faith and ability to dream big. I have a great job. I was hired with a criminal background. They have since promoted me twice into leadership roles. For the first time, thank you. For the first time, I have my own apartment. I live all by myself, and I never thought I would love having my own space. I am driving after being revoked for 9 years. I saved up enough money to buy my own car. I am financially responsible and beginning to establish good credit. I am a completely self-sufficient, independent person today. I pray for all the participants going through this program. Use this drug court family. They genuinely care about you guys. They care about us, and they will do anything they can to help you succeed. Even when you are struggling and the road looks almost impossible to travel, remember, this team of people believes in you, and they will do everything they can to help you succeed. The goal is that you surrender. Surrender to your addiction, stop fighting. This journey is one of the hardest you will travel, but by far one of the most rewarding. I will continue to use these tools that have been given to me and continue on my journey one day at a time. I know that I will be successful as long as I continue in my program and my faith. I truly believe that anything is possible. Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
I have to follow those speeches. That's really challenging. So we've heard from two of our participants, but I want to allow you an opportunity to hear from all of our graduates. So at this time, we are going to present a special video presentation. I would encourage you to sit down with me. Turn your chairs around.
I was a hopeless person. I felt like I had accepted my alcoholism and I thought that I was going to die that way. I was ungrateful. I had no gratitude. I was selfish and self-centered. Um, just unhappy, miserable with life. You know, was okay if life ended. I just wanted to be out of pain.
I was lost. I was empty. I was full of anger. I was so angry. And I thought I was broken and I couldn't be fixed. That's exactly how I felt before I came to drug court. I thought that that was the end of the road for me. I was going to die like that.
Before I came to the drug court program, I was broken, angry, lost, in a lot of pain.
So I grew up in foster care, had many different homes. Eventually like, ran away when I was like 15. Ended up in a different state. Got involved with drugs at an early age, and then it just plateaued.
I've been to prison 5 times. I maybe the worst thing about prison is getting out. Oh, I'm gonna go back and hang out with my homies, and you're still in the same spot. It was bad, you know. Never gave myself a chance to stay away from any of them, and that's what prison doesn't teach you. It's always bad, bad, bad all the time. It's like a world inside a world.
My life was really in shambles because I never thought I was going to do methamphetamines. You know, that's what I ended up doing. I was really, high on meth, wait for 2-3 days. A light bulb came into my head, like most people and most addicts, I was like, I would go get some heroin so I could go to sleep. And I went to sleep all right, I just didn't wake up, If it wasn't for, my significant other, I wouldn't be here today.
I remember the first time I did, it was like probably about a year into my using. I overdosed. The people I was with threw me out of the car, and then I woke up in a hospital, and then I went and got high after that. It's a vicious cycle.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice.
I've acquired my license. Almost financial freedom. I got a career. I got a 401k. I got insurance. I got car insurance. I'm healthy.
I'm not sad. I'm able to pay my bills, my partner's bills if he needs it. I'm looking into getting us a house together. I was able to help his dad move into like senior living. Yeah, I'm financially stable, which is wild.
I have confidence in myself. I have dreams and goals. I'm able to obtain these dreams and goals. I've said things that I want to do, and I do it. I'm able to give back what's been given to me, not just take, like in my addiction.
Yeah, I mean, I've gained a lot of material things, but that's not what excites me today. As I was saying earlier, is that the thing that excites me the most is that today I'm more here in the now. I'm actually paying attention to what the people around me want, and most importantly, what I want, today. Before I only wanted one thing, and it didn't matter how I got it or what I had to do to get it.
I have hope in my life. I have faith in my life. I have my family's trust back. I've repaired relationships. I'm a good mom. I could say, look somebody in the eye and tell them I'm a good mom and I do the best that I can do. That's how you go through life is, whatever the day brings. I know I don't have to drink over anything that happens.
My life is awesome today. It is. I thought about this on my way here, driving in my own car legally with a permit. And I was sat in the parking lot before I walked in here, and the tears, let me tell you the tears. Thank you, Jesus, for what I have today, because I never knew sitting in that jail cell, if you would have told me this is where I would be, this is how I would feel, this is the kind of brains I have. I always wanted to be smart. When I was little, I always wanted to be smart. I'm like, I don't care if they say, don't say I'm pretty. Just tell me I'm smart. I wish I was smart. And today I walk around and I say, I'm smart. I can do this.
The judge being an awesome judge. I really like the judge. She was extremely fair.
Support from all angles, drug court, KCDC, Serenity House, people not giving up on me when I had already given up on myself.
My job, because they took a chance on me. I was like fresh in recovery, and then in drug court, I had to tell them everything I was doing. They still kept me as an employee. They promoted me again, and now I'm running like my own store.
I like when you guys phase out. That's my favorite part, whether it's me or one of the participants. That is an awesome moment. The room stops for a minute, and there's a lot of things happening in court, but my ears always go right to that. And I always clap up high for those people, because it's awesome that's the like being on top of the world. When you have a whole team of people that saw you from the beginning saying, I'm proud of you. You've come so far. I'm excited for you. Those things are like, oh man, it's like you're floating when you walk away from that judge, and that. It's awesome.
I'm gonna miss like the good things that happen in court to people, like people staying sober and they're phasing up, or they just got a job, they just got their own apartment, like hearing the positive things that are happening in everybody's life. You're like, oh, they're doing it, they're succeeding, and this is why. It's because of drug court, so I'll miss that.
Definitely have to be all the counselors, the people who work in drug court, the judge. The judge is not like any other judge. She can make you smile and laugh and be happy.
What I would definitely say is the support, that I really love and I enjoy, because I know I can count on you people, or you guys, and just feel so good.
Serenity House is an awesome place, full of magical people. I will say it again, they are magical over there. I still keep in contact with my counselor. I talk to the staff there. They're a part of my world, and they always will be.
It's just looking back and seeing myself clean over all this time and seeing what I've accomplished and seeing what I've done, and having money in my pocket, knowing the difference between right and wrong, giving myself a chance, and just being healthy.
I think I'm always going to remember MRT group, where we got to all share our step ones and what got us here, our experience in the past, and if you know, if you drank, if you drugged, whatever you did, and just your story. I'll always remember the women that shared their experience with me, you know, because it's not easy to share that stuff and talk about it, and that's going to be the thing that I take away from this.
Knowing that I had these warrants out, I called up Sheriff Kane, told him I had warrants and I'm ready to do something about it. So we met, or he told me to meet him for breakfast. So it wasn't out of the normal. So I was like, okay, let's go get breakfast. We met at Harn's. We went and got breakfast, talked for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, let's do this today. And it wasn't a normal, typical turning yourself in. He brought me into jail, no handcuffs, riding in his Escalade truck. You know, I wasn't in the back of the cop car. He gracefully walked me in through the side port doors, took care of me in intake, talked to all his officers, told them to take care of me. Helped me while I was in there, put me right into the drug treatment pod. He even got me a trustee position while I was in there. Got me working with Nate right away for Lighthouse. And he even on my behalf made calls to several state's attorneys to get me into drug court. It's been a huge part of helping me and why I'm here. It kind of saddens me because I feel like in the beginning, when I made my first relapse in drug court, I feel like I let him down and hurt him, you know, but he's been a big help and a huge part of why I'm who I am today.
I want to be vague and just be like, everyone, you know, did this for you, but really just the drug court team, because I could have went to prison. You know, there was a simple thing, but they were like, no, let's not do that. And I respect that. I like that.
Alicia, Mike, and Quincy. Shout out to helping me just being nice and always responsive.
First and foremost, you know, obviously it's a drug court, you know, because I didn't know there was a program like this. You know, I didn't know that there was this much help out there for people who are really struggling with this disease, you know. And then secondly, to Serenity House, you know, because not only did they give me a second chance, but you know, just as much support as I had here in drug court, I had the same amount over there, you know, from my counselor, from all the counselors really, you know, and then also the senior residents.
I want to give a big thank you to my friends and family for supporting me through all this, and a big thank you to you guys for pushing me to do the right thing and to stay sober. I know that you deal with a lot of people that lie, of course, and try to cheat the system, you know, but and they are defiant. We are defiant by nature, but I know that to do this job, you have to care about people and about what happens to them. So I appreciate all you guys and what you do.
I am responsible, I'm mature, I'm a good father. I'm a great employee, I'm a good worker, I got good work ethics, I'm loyal, sober, happy, and caring.
A hard worker, a good partner, caring, financially stable, trustworthy and loyal.
Journey today is confident, alive, more alive than I've ever been in life.
Literally today, a very, very productive member of society compared to the human being, if I want to call that person a human being, you know, who I was living back in the day. You know. But even today, I'm still just a shell of the person I want to be.
I am a grateful member of AA. I am a good mom. And I'm a good employee. You know, I feel like I'm a good family member now. People can count on me and trust me.
She's unstoppable. She's unstoppable.
I don't know about you guys. A few little tears were shed there. That was wonderful. Thank you for sharing those remarks. So as many of you know, since the year 2000, it's been the mission of the Kane County Drug Court to reduce the incidence of drug use, drug addiction, and crimes committed as a result of use and addiction. And we accomplish those goals through a highly structured, intensive judicial intervention process. We carefully screen applicants for the program to make sure that we select only those individuals who are high risk and high need. Our program is the most intensive probation program available. We assist participants getting into treatment. We insist that they successfully complete treatment. New participants come to court weekly. They submit to random drug tests. They meet with their probation officers regularly, and they submit to home visits. We utilize a system of sanctions and rewards to encourage participants. Over 1 million people, we keep reading about in the newspaper, have died from COVID since in the United States since it began a little over 2 years ago. Those with mental health conditions and substance use disorders have suffered particularly hard during that period of time. According to the Centers for Disease Control, there were 93,655 overdose deaths in the United States in the year 2020. That represented a 30% increase in annual overdose deaths and was the highest number ever recorded. And it didn't get better. In 2021, a new record was set, with the US losing 107,622 people due to an overdose death. So when we talk about the million people who died directly from COVID, don't forget the 200,000 people who died as a result of substance use disorder during that hard period of time. I mention these numbers because it makes what these 6 individuals did, what they accomplished, even more amazing. Because during a global pandemic, these graduates kept their determination to change. They successfully completed all treatment recommendations. They built their recovery plans that were unique to themselves. They maintained their sobriety, and they began to work to accomplish their dreams and their goals in life. In the future, if they ever have a bad day, I hope they remind themselves that no matter what life throws at them, if they were able to build their recovery during a global pandemic, they can do anything. So we know that drug courts are the most effective way to reduce drug abuse and recidivism for nonviolent offenders. A penitentiary sentence often has little impact because the statistics show 95% of people who go in with as a drug abuser come out as a drug abuser and return to use within 3 months. 60 to 80% of those individuals go on to commit new offenses. These 6 graduates show that drug courts work. Combined, the 6 graduates on our stage tonight could have served 39 years in the state penitentiary. If they had been sentenced to the penitentiary, the annual cost is approximately $24,000, a little over $24,000 per year. The taxpayers would have paid $2.1 million, a little over, to really not change their behavior. However, these graduates took the opportunity to do something harder, which was drug court, and change the direction in their lives. During their time in drug court, they've paid fines, costs, and fees totaling $24,615. They're now all employed, law-abiding, productive members of society. So I'm going to take a few minutes now to tell you a little bit about each graduate. They kind of stole some of my thunder because as they're saying that, so I was like, I was going to say that, but I'm going to say it again because they have a lot of wonderful, wonderful accomplishments. So these are the before and after pictures. I know that well, let's remind ourselves, no one looks good in a mugshot. Okay, start with that. But also, it's not to embarrass. It really isn't. The idea behind this is to show the joy and the light in their eyes that you see now that you did not see. If you just look at their eyes, don't look at their messy hair. That's not what this is about. Look at their eyes, and you're going to see despair and hopelessness and just true sadness. And now look at the graduation during their exit interviews, the pictures. Look at their eyes then. See the light. I get the joy of seeing that all the time, and it's a real blessing. So I'm going to step down and use the handheld because otherwise I think I'm standing in front of the screen, right? All right. So we're going to start with Chrisalda C. Am I blocking you? So Chrisalda entered drug court on crutches. She didn't mention that during her speech, but she was on crutches when she pled in. And she spent her first few months coming to court every week, drug testing at least twice a week on crutches in the winter. In the winter, she did that. And then after she got off crutches, she found out she needed hip surgery. So she had hip surgery while she was in our program. And guess what? She had to overcome those obstacles and struggle to walk into court, never complained. She even participated in our drug court yoga class on crutches. Who does that? But that was Chrisalda. Before drug court, Chrisalda had lost a job because she was drinking on her job. Now she works in a job in a chiropractor's office where she gets to help other people and is doing a fabulous job there. And I know it brings her great satisfaction. She chairs meetings. She works with a sponsor. She is a sponsor and has a sponsee. She is a great mother to her children. And I know in the future, she hopes to obtain her real estate license. So can we all congratulate Chrisalda? Alvin H. Alvin was homeless when he came into drug court, but I can't wait for you to hear what he's doing now. He did tell you some of it, but I'm going to tell you some more. He did get a job in drug court. It's the longest job he has ever had in his life. Is it over 2 years or nearly 2 years? Over 2 years. He's been given raise upon raise, promotion upon promotion. And can I tell you now, not only is he a manager, they gave him the keys to the store. He has worked his way out of debt. He has financial security and stability. He got his first bank account in 10 years. He helped his partner's father, as he indicated, pay a security deposit for housing. He took the bus everywhere during drug court, and we did several Zoom courts while he was on the bus doing Zoom court. He has chaired recovery meetings. He's saving for a down payment for his house. He's very frugal. In fact, he didn't want to spend the money for a haircut for tonight. I'm just going to point that out. Alicia really wanted him to get a haircut. He said, I'm saving money for a down payment, so he wouldn't do it. He, whenever we've asked his help, he's offered. He even wrapped presents for children at Christmas time last year for our participants. Congratulations, Alvin. Xavier L. really turned things around while he was at Serenity House. It was there at the halfway house that he became determined to live a life of recovery. While in our program, he got his driver's license reinstated. He is a very hard and steady worker. He plans to someday study the culinary arts, right? Because he believes that food brings people together, and he's not wrong. His recovery has allowed him to have a better relationship with his parents, his girlfriend, and his friends. He's taken on a leadership role in recovery. He started chairing meetings. He's been an invited speaker at Gateway Foundation. When drug court asked him a few months ago to help a new participant just coming along in our program, on a weekend. He dropped everything and helped that new participant and is willing to serve as a mentor in our program in the future. Recently, I think on his last court date, I asked him what's different now. And he said, now when he's no longer nervous and wanting to hide when he hears sirens on the highway. So, because he knows he's living the right way. Congratulations, Xavier. Laura is a great employee, so much so that we often talked about how worried I was about how much her work, how many hours her employer was requiring her to work, sometimes more than 60 hours a week. However, she was able to advocate for herself with her boss to keep her recovery first and foremost. She was given multiple raises, multiple promotions. While in drug court, as she indicated, she got her driver's privileges restored after 9 years without driving. She has a car and her own apartment. She had no positive drops the entire time she was in our program. Because of her good compliance, she was allowed an incentive to travel outside of the state of Illinois. And she went to Kansas, I want to say, to visit her grandmother who has been in recovery for 52 years. And while there, she and her grandmother went to a meeting that has been continuously operating for over 80 years. She is a better parent, a better daughter, a better granddaughter through her sobriety. And she volunteers to speak at high schools. And she's done that while at Serenity House and in drug court. And she hopes to work to continue to motivate young people in the future. Congratulations, Laura. Prior to coming into drug court, as David mentioned, he'd been to prison 5 times. Clearly, that didn't help him get on the right path. However, when he entered into drug court, rarely have I seen anyone as determined as David S. As a result of his determination and his strength, David is graduating tonight sanction-free. That's not an easy thing in drug court. This past year was the first time out of prison that David has been sober since he was 18 years old. As a result of his sobriety, he has a better relationship with his family, his son in particular, and his son's mother. He's been steadily employed. He's always looking for the next opportunity to advance himself in life. One time in drug court, he even offered to help any new participant get a job with his current employer. He's paying it forward. He obtained his driver's license while in drug court, and he hopes to open his own business someday. Congratulations. Jeremy once said that he isn't sure if he could have found himself without drug court. He said that now he's learned that when he encounters problems, he can address them in a much more productive way. He's been sober for more than 20 months now. And he did say that his last relapse was going to be his last relapse because it really scared him, as he told us tonight. He is a great mechanic. He has held the same job for over 2 years. He was the top tech at his job for 18 out of the last 20 months last year at work. While in drug court, he served for a very long period of time as the house manager at the Serenity House 3-quarter house. He's chaired meetings. He's taken on a real leadership role in the community. And you saw tonight, he's willing to share his story. He does have his own place. He does have his license. He does have a truck. He does have 2 motorcycles, which still scares me. And he's saving up to buy a house and start his own business. He has the respect of his family and a really terrific sober girlfriend. We know that because she's a graduate. So this is our class of 2022. And let's give them one more big round of applause. Before we award the diplomas, have a seat because I'm going to introduce you real briefly. We do sort of a receiving line, congratulatory line where we have members of the drug court team step forward. So I'm going to introduce them to you at this time so you can put a name and a face together. So I'm going to start with Miss Lachansky. She's our assistant state's attorney. Juanita Archuleta, assistant public defenders. You can come closer. Yeah, that's all right. We have Alicia Klimke, our drug court coordinator. so people can see you. Mike Roman, our probation supervisor. Dr. Thomas from the Diagnostic Center was unable to join us tonight, but in her place, Dr. Sang is here, the director of the Kane County Diagnostic Center. Lena Fisher, probation officer. Quincy Owens, probation officer. Our newest probation officer, Jorge Hernandez. Samantha Spooner. Nicole Viella, probation officer and treatment officer. Phil Wessel, who's hiding in the back, Veterans Treatment Court Coordinator, probation officer and assessor. He has Forrest the Wonder Dog. He can come up too. We have Cassandra Hartzog, treatment provider from Gateway Foundation. Ray is no longer at Ecker, but I really want you to join us today. Ray, would you join us? Ray worked with our participants for a long time at Ecker. And Melanie, her replacement, is unable to be here. So thanks, Ray. We have Judy Dawson. She is from the Sheriff's Department. She's a job specialist working for Sheriff Ron Hain. Sheriff Hain was unable to be here tonight. He congratulates our graduates, but he has offered 2 officers to be on our team in addition to Ms. Dawson, John Harnack. And I just met you tonight, Gabe Velasquez. Thank you. He's new to our program. Also unable to be here is Herb Strickland from Renz because he's giving treatment tonight at Renz and couldn't cancel some of those appointments, as well as I indicated, Melanie from Ecker, but Ray's an awesome substitute. So thank you very much. And let's just give one round of applause for this awesome team that I work with. And then I'm going to ask Alicia as I award the diplomas to assist. After the diplomas are granted, please join with us. We have some cake and some beverage, and I would love for you to be able to stay and personally congratulate our graduates. Thank you all for attending tonight. So may we start with Chrisalda C. I forgot to mention something really important. I signed orders today for all 6 of these individuals where the state's attorneys did not object to in each individual withdrawing their guilty pleas. And in each case, your convictions have been vacated and the cases have been dismissed. That really was the lead. I'm sorry. All right, Alvin H. Xavier L. Laura P. David S. Jeremy S. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting our graduates. Thank you for supporting our participants. Please join us for a piece of cake. Thank you and have a good night. Sure. Thank you very much.
This is my fight, so take back my life.